Alright, you're a moderator. But, Marie, that comes with responsibilities.
What? By the way. I just went live.
Okay.
Still snacking though, so it's gonna be a couple minutes later.
Hi everybody, I'm getting lectured by Jessica.
Hopefully some people show up to watch.
Yeah, well, it would help if... Wow, Mark, you're kind of quiet.
I wasn't talking very loud, is that better?
No, Mark, I am like super loud on the thing. You gotta turn me down for the stream.
Remember, like, then, yeah.
Okay. I know, but you gotta turn me down. You might have to turn Marie down. I'm not sure.
Please turn.
And then you need to turn yourself up, Mark.
Okay.
If there is anybody in the chat, please help us. Who is loud? Who is soft? Hello, hello.
I don't know how to boost my mic.
Yeah, you are super quiet. You're like 3 times quieter than I am.
Yeah, it doesn't let me, like, I mean, I can drop the desktop volume a little bit.
No, here, let me help. I'll be right there. Okay. Go here. Boost your mic up like something. Oh, it doesn't like. Darn.
I can just shout. Hi, Twitch!
Jesus Christ.
I can't hear anymore.
Yeah, I don't know, Mark. Okay. Marie sounds normal.
Do I sound what?
I said you sound normal.
That's good. I wanted to sound like super boosted, like zoom, like oh my god, my ears are bleeding.
Alright.
Well, we'll find out. I mean, I think we're okay, but I think Mark is just like pretty much non-existent.
Mark sounds like a tiny boy.
It's because he is.
Unreal.
Oh my god. No.
Yay.
Alright, let's do this. Let's play some Inside.
Oh, what the hell? Okay, sorry, my audio settings just got really screwed up and I have no idea what happened. I can't hear anything.
Nice.
What the hell? Did Windows like change the sound settings? For some reason, when I launched the game, my volume went max. But I can hear now.
Could be Windows. Like sometimes they do volume control.
It's killing my ears.
Yeah, it's very loud. Very loud.
You need to cut that volume like in half. Nope, you can still go a little quieter. Wow, that's really low. Okay, let's see.
Is it reasonable?
Yeah, that's actually pretty reasonable. Okay, let's see if Mark can actually make it through.
Wow. No faith.
It's okay. I mean, he plays Guacamelee, and I've tried to play co-op with him with Guacamelee, and I suck. I suck so bad.
Go, Mark, go. Get that light.
The last time we played inside, I couldn't stop talking about, like, the art and the atmosphere.
It is really good. Like, it's very,
Oops.
it's very spooky.
Jesus, Mark. Oh my god. The effects when he blows up, I just... so sad.
It's called life, Jessica.
I don't think life includes normally blowing up. That should
Sometimes
be...
people gotta blow up, Jessica. It's just how it is, man. Sometimes they gotta blow up.
Last time we played this, I was like commenting with Catherine how I like that there's so few things moving in the background, but it makes it feel pretty alive. You don't need a whole lot of stuff to...
Who made this game? Who's the puppetry? I mean, who's the team?
Play dead? I wish you were louder, Mark.
Yeah, play dead.
Well, I meant louder in the stream. I might need a new mic. I can actually tell in your stream, Mark, that my audio is a little bit staticky. You could probably turn me down a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Marie sounds perfect. Of course.
Always. What else can you expect but perfection?
splitting like the debris. I'm looking at the game when I should be focusing on making this presentation for the kids. I'm so screwed for this presentation. What am I even supposed to... Wow, Mark. You haven't played Inside, right?
Nope, I have not.
Yeah, this does move a lot better, Mark. I'm glad we increased the bitrate back up. Last time we streamed, Marie, the bitrate was like super low because we had to compensate for Periscope. Oh god.
I heard. Catherine told me.
I mean, like, it was fine if you weren't moving faster than, like, you know, across the screen, but...
It's fine if you don't move.
Yes. I really like the sound design in this game. I was just telling Catherine, I was telling her about my underwater fears last time.
Your underwater fears?
Yeah. I thought you knew. I'm, like, deathly afraid of, deep water.
Well, I mean, to be fair, most people should not be that deep underwater. You'd be in trouble.
I guess, like, more like I'm afraid of being submerged, and I don't know, there's something about being underwater that is just not okay with me. Even if it's not deep water.
I mean, I'm not, like, a huge fan of, like, diving or anything like that, so...
Mm-hmm. I mean, Mark wants to take me snorkeling, but...
Oh, I mean, snorkeling's fine. That's not that bad at all. Like, it's pretty enjoyable.
On the surface of the water, and you're just looking down into it.
Yeah, that's fun. Snorkeling's fun, except you gotta make sure that the equipment, like, if you're renting from a place, you gotta make sure that it's, like, not shitty crap from China, because some of those are very unsafe, but other than that, you're good.
Okay. I mean, I'm not totally... I'm only scared about snorkeling if, for some reason, the water ends up being more murky than I would like.
No, there's no point. If it's, like, super murky and gross, there's, like, literally no point. It's usually at, like, a really nice, like, good quality water. Like, it's very clear. You could see it, the bottom from, like, where you're standing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's only fun, like, when it's, like, a nice beach. If it's, like, don't even bother. Or if there's too many people.
Oh my god. This is so ridiculous. The number of spam messages I get from like art galleries and like art sites trying to get me to join there.
Oh my god. All the local ones here are so irritating. I mean, I guess maybe I shouldn't complain, but it's still like, it's like a free-for-all gallery, and I don't want to be in a free-for-all gallery. Like, that's not, I mean, that's nice, you know, but if you just want to show off your work, but there's like not a point, like nothing happens at them. No one buys anything, it's just showing off work.
Oh man, these girls creep me out!
What, the sweet girls?
Just the hair. I think it's the hair. The hair is just that.
I love the hair. I love that though. I love like, that's really cool. Like I've never seen that.
It's aesthetically, yes, very cool, very pretty, but it triggers something within me. Like my horror vibe is going crazy.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there's something like about like black hair, especially in like Asian horror movies. I can't stand it. I get scared of my own hair, so it's like.
I wonder what you think about the White Witch movies. It's just the hair.
I don't know.
Funny. Maybe I'm a little biased because my hair is gonna get to that length in a bit.
Can't hear anything.
What did you say, Mark?
Sorry, I just had to turn this up.
Turn it up. So pretty. Oh my god, what the fuck is that?
Oh, what?
Oh my god. See, I think that's worse. Like, it's not the deep water. It's not the freaking freaky ass girls. It's shit chasing you.
In the water, I can't. Oh,
yeah. Oh my god, that's creepy. I'll give you that one.
I can't.
That is so fucking creepy.
I brought up last time my memories of playing, I think it was Oblivion, where they had like those like big eel fanged fish in the water.
Oh yeah.
And like Oblivion's water was awful. I mean, any Bethesda water is pretty much awful, but like you go into that water and you can't see like anything in front of you, and then all of a sudden just this giant fanged ugly fish thing is in your face, and I just
yeah. Like, I hate it because, like, you never know when they're gonna pop up and stuff chasing you is the worst.
we want stuff chasing our main character in our game, and we've been like going back and forth about ways in which to do that, where it like feels like there's actual risk involved, but like without a fail state that would take you out of the moment.
Oh.
Because like with this game it makes sense, like, because there isn't really a narrative thing going on, so when you're being chased by something and then you fail, it just, you know, blacks out and then puts you at the beginning of that section. But for our game, if there's a chase sequence, there's usually like, it's part of like a narrative sequence. So like having to redo that narrative sequence would kind of break like the momentum or like the oomph of that segment. So.
Oh man, have you ever played the RPG Maker game Maoni or whatever it's called? Where that,
where that giant-headed guy is. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Wasn't there another like game that really pushed that envelope a little bit? What was it called? It was like a guy with like scissors or something, and he's like chasing you. In, like,
I know that game. What's the fucking game called? Sorry, let me see. Clock Tower.
Yeah.
PlayStation. Man, that scissor guy. Why, scissor guy? Why you do this?
The worst feelings is when I'm like at the beach and like a giant bunch of kelp hits my legs. Ugh. No.
Oh no! You know what I hate? Like, you're just innocently swimming and then
a shark eats you.
No, not a shark eats you, but like you're like, oh my god, what's that on my leg? And you're like freaking out, and then you see like, because sometimes the kelp and the seaweed stuff is like attached to a rock too, and you're like, oh my god, what has got me? And then you like pick it up and it's slimy and gross. Ugh.
Yeah, everything about this character chasing our main character right now is everything I fear about that.
Oh my god, no. Those things chasing. Oh. Nope. Not today, Satan.
Not today, Satan.
Oh no!
Mark, this section is killing you.
I'm not entirely sure what I'm supposed to be doing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, Mark.
Oh my god. Terrible. Oh, no. No.
I can grab onto the chainsaw. I just don't really know what the chain is doing.
Can you go to the other side of that platform and swim?
There's a button down there, but like I can't reach it without getting hit.
What?
I have no idea.
Mark's just hanging out, swinging along.
Swinging along, singing this song.
We went to, when we were in Tahoe, there was a really cool... when we were in Tahoe, there was a really cool play structure.
Mm-hmm.
And the group of friends we were with, they saw that play structure and they immediately didn't care about the woods or the hiking or anything of the beautiful nature. They just wanted to play on the play structure.
Man, did you guys hear they finally are closing Yosemite? Finally
Wait.
put their foot down.
Closing Yosemite?
Yeah, indefinitely. There's so much shit going on right now that they can't sort of handle, because there's so many people that go, obviously, but they've been having a lot of problems this year with all the fires and shit, and
Oh.
yeah, but they haven't said, oh, we're gonna close, because they were interviewing people waiting at Yosemite, and they're like, I'm not going back. we spent years trying to save up for this trip. We're not gonna go back. We're from, blah blah blah. We're not going back. And it's oh, they'll open. I don't think so. I think you're gonna have to change your plans there, bud.
I didn't know that they were closing it. Yeah, the fires have been pretty brutal.
I can imagine that, not just the fires, but, it's hard for the environment to, grow back when everyone's stepping and climbing and going everywhere, And, the animals don't have time to make their habitats again, because, people are curious and they probably poke around their natural habitats and stuff, so nature needs a little bit of a break. But not that guy. That guy that they interviewed on the news. I'm not going back. It's whoa, dude.
Entitled much? I don't care about all this other stuff going on around me.
Don't you watch the news, man? This has been happening for such a long time, and they've been having so many problems. And this guy's like, no, I'm not going back. I saved up all year for this trip. Forget nature, I guess everyone's gonna be going to the Grand Canyon now.
Mm-hmm. I've not been to the Grand Canyon. Mark has.
The thing is that I grew up in the desert, so seeing desert stuff is not. I mean, I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm not trying to be. I'm just being a little bit facetious about it, but I'm just do I really want to sit out in 100-degree weather? No. It's been so brutal this summer.
I mean, I can't believe it. My dad locked the little old lady in the room.
What?
Ah, Mark figured it out.
Oh man.
Run, Mark, run.
Run from those freaky things. Oh, back to a hole. Great. Just where I wanted to be. Fuck that thing. It's like Satan's minions today. All
This
of
way?
Satan's minions gathered in the sea.
I think it's the way they animate her that freaks me out a little bit too. Like the way her limbs kind of. Unnaturally bend and.
Oh, like her head and stuff, and her little
It's
arms.
very yeah.
Her freaky little arms.
Yeah, opening this door is I think this would be like right here.
Yeah, Mark.
Okay, so
You can
just
do it.
fast.
Maybe you have to go back up. Oh god.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
Oh, I was right.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Cool. Here she comes. Oh god. These puzzles that require you, like, as part of the puzzle, you have to get the thing that's chasing you to get really close. Like, that's just evil.
What's wrong?
Go, Mark, go! Go!
Oh, that's good.
Oh, Mark. There we go. My worst fear is realized.
Hey.
Jesus. Oh, this is really hard to watch for me.
And it turns out she just wanted Delta.
She wanted to what?
Help us the entire time.
Is she friend or is she foe?
Why not both?
Oh man, it just reminds me. I've been. My sister hasn't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I mean, she hasn't seen the 4th season. And we were rewatching it, and it just reminds me of this character. It's the chef, and like they make it so spooky. They make the whole episode really freaking creepy, and it's really good because like you don't know if he's evil or you don't know if he's a good guy. I love stuff like that. Oh no, those fish! Leave me alone. Why?
Have you seen like those people that get those like skin cleaning?
Oh, the pedicures.
Yeah.
I've actually seen it. I remember. I got to see it. It was at this shopping center, but like most of the stores were, I think Chinese run. But the thing that they don't tell you is that it's in cold water because, like, obviously there's fish in it. So why would you want to stick your feet in ice cold water for shit to nibble on you? Like, ugh, that sounds terrible. And when I actually got to see people just It was weird because it was like in the middle of winter, and here they are, just like dangling their feet in this cold. Like, why would you want to put your feet in cold water like that? And it doesn't sound very nice, so I don't know why you deliberately want to do that.
I mean, I don't know, I've never tried it. I mean, like, I would wanna... I've been thinking of going with Mark to one of those Korean spas where they scrub you really hard.
Oh, I want to do that so bad. Looks like fun.
Looks like fun, yeah, well, it'll be more fun when I get to watch them, like, tear Mark's skin raw.
I don't know, like...
Oh my god, I love the little shiny lights on those fish. Oh, so pretty. Okay.
Oh, look at... Oh my god, that's like so cinematic. I love it. This game, 10 for 10. It's a beaut.
Nice.
Dustin's
Oh my god, they're like swirling around. Oh,
oh no.
What, you don't like the,
Let's
the
make
visuals
it
of that?
flow like ribbons. Like, oh my god. That ain't right. Yeah, that's very nice. I'm glad they're thorough. I can imagine the interns. It's like, here's our meat freezer. What's that for? Oh, you'll know. And then some menacing, some cackle in the background.
Glasses, why?
Why?
God. My presentation right now for this class is looking very bad.
Why? What happened?
It's just a mess. And I haven't been able to, like, really refine it down yet to figure out what I'm gonna be going over. Because they said, like, it's just such a vague topic. Like, they want me to talk about art, but, like, there's so many different avenues of art, and, you know, art as a career, that's a whole other problem. I mean, like, there's, like, simple things you can do, right? Like, if you're doing your own brand or trying to sell yourself. What? Oh. I'm not caught up to you. Nice.
Yay!
Like, ugh. There's like technical skills and soft skills. Mark, what would you consider good soft skills?
What?
soft skills. Like things that don't have to do with technical skill, but more like how you talk to people, how you convey your ideas, like your professionalism. Alright, let's see what people say. Soft skills, character traits, or interpersonal aptitudes that affect your ability to work and interact with others. I like this. Taking it.
You've unabashedly stole it. How could you?
Uh-huh. Okay, so there's communication, teamwork, adaptability, problem solving, creativity, work ethic, interpersonal skills, time management, leadership, attention to detail. Okay.
In common.
I think just being kind covers a lot of both
Just
ways.
be a good person. Just be a kind and
Just
good
be
person.
kind, you know, don't, I think maybe think about it as, like, not, you know, the straight up networking stuff, but like you're making a new friend. Or you're, you know, yeah. Because that's a big one. Like, nobody wants to be treated like a business, like a free business card, you know? And they know, like, the people who have been doing it a long time can tell from, like, a mile away.
You know, that's something that I found when we talked to publishers. Like, there are a lot of, like, publishers and companies and stuff, when they talk to you, they're very... Some of them are a lot more technically oriented, like, they worry about numbers and dates, and, like, right off the bat, you know, they're grilling you about that kind of stuff. And then there are a good number of, you know, publishers and other people that we've met that, like, want to know what your passions are and want to know what you do on your off time or how things are going in your life currently. Like, they want to know that the people that they're working with are actual people and, like, I guess somebody that they would want to work long term with. So, yeah, people will smell it a mile. Like, this was what I was telling, like, a couple people in the team before we had to talk to a publisher recently. Was like, yeah, I'm kind of worried about going into this call having, like, a really strict description of everything and having, like, absolute, you know, having a pitch memorized and having all this stuff, whatever. Like, to me, it feels like if you are really passionate about the project that you're working on, then you should be able to talk about it. It should just come naturally to you, like, the topics and the game it is, and, you know, be able to strike up conversation about it.
It doesn't hurt to be prepared.
Yeah, no, I know it depends on the context, but, like, the people that I have talked to, when I go up to them and I just straight up, you know, they're like, we say hi, we talk about games, and then when I just start mouthing off like a computer what our pitch is and what our, you know, thing is, and who our audience is, and who whatever, I can see the light in their eyes start to fade. Like, you gotta be able to read a situation, like, you know, it's like if they're starting to kind of get that look in their face like, oh my god, when is this person gonna shut up? Or like, I really need to go drink my coffee over there. Then, you know, you gotta change up your tactic. But I've just seen a lot of students who are like super serious and stressed out and tense about presenting their ideas and getting like a deal or something, you know what I mean? Like getting an investment or a deal. And so they go in and you can just it feels, I know that they're inexperienced, but it also comes off as a little, it comes off a little shallow and cold when they go in and they are trying to impress you with numbers and, you know, big words and and it's sort of like they're there to just make a deal with you, like they just want to get something out of you, and that's all it is. And that to me is a little
Yeah, that's not very good, but I do think that, like, people need to remember, like, there's a balance when you're talking to people, just even in general. If you're not listening, you know, a good portion of the time, like, if you're not hearing out, because people will tell you what they want. You don't even have to say anything. People will tell you if they're looking for something that they're interested in putting money into, or like if you're just looking for a job, if they're looking for somebody that's the right fit, they will tell you. You don't need to, you just need to be prepared with the work that they would want to see. But you don't need to mouth off to them. They fucking know what they want. You don't need to tell them what they want. You just need to show them what they want. And that means sitting down and maybe taking some mental notes on what they're saying. Because people miss all those cues. Like, those things are valuable. And they're free. Because they just tell you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But, I mean, I know some people can be, like, they're very eager, and when you're not cautious, that could very much backfire on you.
Yeah,
you can lose just very easily from doing that.
I mean, one of the soft skills is being adaptive to, you know, the circumstances, and, you know, being able to, like, how you approach one deal. You know, like, there's a pretty traditional format when you're giving game pitches and stuff in an academic setting, and, like, and what they tell you should have prepared for a professional interview. It's very stringent. It's, you know, have a presentation that has X, Y, and Z, make sure you memorize everything, and that it's all very down to a T. But that presentation, or how you present your stuff there, might not work so well if, you know, you come across some developer on the elevator, right? And you've got a moment to just talk to them. You know, that first approach is probably not going to work for that second approach.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you may have to just be okay with losing that opportunity so that the next time you encounter that person, because it's not weird to run into the person again. Like, I think it's very silly to go, oh, they're in the elevator, I'm never gonna see them again. Alright, I'm gonna give them all this verbal garbage, and I'm just gonna totally blow it because I wasn't patient. Like, if you go, you know, like, what is it? Like, most people run into people outside of the bathroom. Like, you're gonna see them. Like, if you drink water and you go to the bathroom, you're gonna see them again. I think
it reminds me of Mark. We were at oh god, what was it? We were at some event, and Mark met a developer from League of Legends, and Mark like he struck up a conversation with this
Oh
guy.
my god, did you see that thing? Almost killed Mark.
Yes, I saw it.
Oh my god. That was not cool.
So I don't know if you remember this, Mark, but you were like talking to a developer from LOL, and yeah, and like you guys were having an awesome conversation, but then it kept going, and the guy would like move, you know, out of the room, down the hallway, and you guys were still talking, and then you guys were outside the bathroom, still talking.
He told me to follow him, though. I wasn't like. He said I could go to the bathroom, like walk with me. So it wasn't like I was ignoring social cues.
No, I know, it was just funny because I was watching Mark like migrate with this guy to the bathroom.
And he eventually was like, he was like doing the pee dance and like still talking to me.
Oh my god.
So eventually he was like, okay, I can't wait anymore.
Could be.
I think it's good for I know like a lot of people like tell developers to refine your descriptor of your game to like a couple sentences, you know, the elevator pitch. But the elevator pitch, I feel like you need like several different versions of your game's description depending on who you're talking to. Because like when I'm talking to like in a more professional setting, there is one way that I describe the game versus when I'm just meeting with somebody like a fellow developer, there's a different description. And then when I'm meeting somebody who's not a gamer at all, I have a different description of the game. It kind of helps, you know, to have different ways of describing the game that have keywords that like connect with people in different situations.
I just think it's too complicated to sum it up to like, oh, just do one method. You know, life is just too complicated. You gotta have a few things in your bag ready. You know, being prepared is always good. Because if you're just prepared for elevator pitches and then you have someone who's a little bit more inquisitive and asks you difficult questions, you know, very precise questions about your game, you're going to be screwed. You don't know how to answer them because all you did was memorize this little thing.
That's important. I think the more a developer is able to talk about their game just on a casual level and see how they fared coming up with answers, you know, impromptu. Like when we were at GDC, I sat down at a table with the conference associates, and there was another conference associate that we had known from a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago. And he sat down and we started talking about the game. He remembered stuff about the studio, and he remembered that we were, you know, doing the paperwork for this game. So we struck up a conversation, and then he started to ask a lot of questions, like a lot of questions. But it was very fluid and back and forth. He was asking, you know, stuff about publishing, about our timelines, about development, who our team was, our dynamics. I mean, he was going down, you know, this list, but it felt very natural. Like, I was actually surprised that I knew answers to those questions. And people, like, pick up on... I think people pick up on that, you know, the... What's the word? Like, the passion, the excitement, the idea that, like, this person has, you know, that their project, like, they revolve around their project so much that they know, you know, that they've taken the time to know all these things about it. Because when we were done with the conversation, there were, like, 2 or 3 other conference associates that had gathered around us, who were just listening to us talk. And after we were done, they were like,
they were
"Wow, that was
clapping."
Oh, I mean, they were like,
I'm kidding. I'm just being stupid.
they were curious because, like, you know, everybody there's got a game or a studio that they're working on.
Yeah.
And
No, that's
yeah.
cool. That it was just interesting enough for people to like want to engage with you, like for further information. I think that's really cool. That shows that it's a strong idea.
When I did notice that there were people that had really cool games and ideas, but they were unsure of. I don't know if it was just because they were unsure of themselves or they were unsure of their understanding of their own game. But
Probably
there were some people that were very like jaded or walled about their game. It was very confusing because it sounded like, you know, like they wanted to talk about their game and that they are looking for funding, but at the same time they seem kind of unsure and jaded about their.
You. It's weird, I think. I mean, I say this very lovingly, but for the people who are really, really introverted and shy, do your best. Sprint if you have to at getting rid of that super shyness, because I have seen people lose opportunities because of that. I mean, I know on the internet it's like, it's kind of written as, oh, what a funny little quirk you have. But people who are gonna hire you don't find that very funny at all.
Basic people skills are pretty necessary. It's hard to.
It's just so strange, like now, like, I mean, maybe it'll be less of a big deal, you know, 10 years from now or something. But right now, you should really, like, if you are scared, you need to try your best to just take risks. Like, say hi to strangers. You know, that's a good exercise. Just say hi to random people and you'll realize, like, really at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You know, people aren't going to completely write you off. Some people aren't going to say hi. Some people aren't even going to look at you. But you gotta, like, try. You gotta make some kind of effort. I see so many people, they're just like, they don't want to talk. And I feel so bad for the people, like, they try to, like, get something out of them and, you know, try to make them warm up to talking, and they just don't. They don't respond. This is very strange. It's like, oh, man.
On the other side of that, though, I have seen, you know, other developers who were not very open or receptive to.
Oh, no, totally. But, like, I feel like the thing is that those people are often, you know, they're fine because maybe they have, like, a friend or a coworker who's, like, the mouthpiece. Like, they don't let them explain anything anyway. You know, they kind of squirrel them away in the back. But you just gotta get to know that. Like, that's fine. I'm just saying, if you're seeking, you know, if you're the one seeking stuff, you do have to, like, warm yourself up to people a little bit. There's just no way that you can be just, like, this stoic person and, get away with that, like, successfully. Like, people are not going to respond to you very well. Like, I've seen it, and it's so weird. Like, I've seen people just stand next to somebody that they want to talk to, and they don't even say, hey, or, hi. They don't stick their hand out for, to shake their hand or anything. They just kind of wait for their turn. It's so weird. I've seen it a lot. And, oh man, you're not going to get anywhere like that. You gotta have a little bit of confidence. You gotta have a little bit of faith in yourself. Don't be that guy. I saw that so much at GBC.
I don't want to be the person who up to people in the middle of a conversation and just wants it.
Oh no. I mean, like, very specifically. Like, it's a pretty open room. People are, talking to each other. It's expected that people will come up to you. And you see, like, 2 or 3 people in a weird line behind a certain developer or artist, and they don't say anything. Like, they don't go, hi, nice to meet you. They're just, like, there on their phone, waiting. Maybe their turn in the line will come up, but I've just seen that a lot, and I'm just like, man, all you gotta do is say hi.
I'm reading this. I'm doing research for the presentation, and this one article I'm reading is talking about, like, talking about the idea of all people think your art is bad.
Oh man, it's true. He's an evil wizard, and he makes everyone think that your work is the worst work ever.
God, I hate this mentality of your work is not the right work for this particular, your work is not the right style for this particular project, so your art is bad. Like, I hate that.
Well, I mean, hasn't critique been doing that a lot? Like, people who give quote-unquote professional critique of portfolios, like, that's the #1 thing they default to, is going, oh, you didn't make anything that any of these studios would like, so you're like, now you're invalid. You do not.
I mean, like, that's the problem with portfolio reviews, is like, I wish reviewers were more upfront about what their goals are for the review, and I wish students knew what they were trying to get out of a portfolio review. Because, like, if you go to a convention and there's, like, a review table, if the person is there with a particular company, they're gonna look at your portfolio and gauge it on the style that would work for their particular projects or studio. Whereas, like, if you ask them, it's just different. Yeah, I mean, if a student is going to a portfolio to figure out if their art is good or bad, that's probably not a good thing to go to, a company portfolio review for, because, like, if that's your goal versus I want to know if my artwork works for this particular studio, then of course you're going to take it personally.
Oh my god, you're gonna have such a bad time. You're gonna be like so sad when you find out that no, you're not good enough. You're gonna cry.
Like, I know my portfolio probably wouldn't be a good for, like, a Nickelodeon show right now. Like, a Nickelodeon show, like, my style, my art expertise, it doesn't fit or is not aligned with the stuff that they're making right now.
I mean, it depends. Like, if they were still making, like,
well, if they were still making, like, the last Avatar, right? Like,
yeah,
Last Airbender, then sure.
It'd be a great fit. But, yeah,
but I'm
like,
saying
now the
right
style
now
is not that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Which is lame, because that's probably one of the best shows they ever had. Hint.
To be honest, I don't remember a whole lot of Nickelodeon shows.
I'm just saying, like, It's up there. It was a really good show.
Which show?
Avatar.
Never heard of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet you haven't. Sounds like something the Fire Nation would say. Genocide? Never heard of it.
This is such a stupid... I'm reading something that Pete Marbacher wrote like a couple of years ago.
Oh boy, what did he say?
I mean, it's something that I agree with. It's that the industry paints a picture of a world where people start at the bottom and work their way to the top. It's the whole busboy to restaurateur narrative that is equally popular in the food service industry. If you work hard at this job, kid, someday you'll be owning the place. Which just makes absolutely... Like, that's the worst advice that you could give right now in this economy, is like... if you work really hard as, you know, a counter service job, then you'll be able to afford a house and a car and a...
To be fair, I gotta give credit to the regular American. I don't think they're buying that either. I'm gonna take a hard... I don't think people are buying that. I really don't. Like,
people are buying it, but old people are still. I should say old people, but
maybe the owners are the ones saying that, but like I think the workers, the person who is trying to find employment, I don't think they believe that either.
They may not believe it, but they might feel pressured into it.
Oh well, yeah, that's another thing entirely.
Yeah, because there does come a point, like, I have a couple friends who, just to make ends meet, they had to get a, you know, minimum wage job, and right now all of their money is basically going into rent. Like, there's just no hope whatsoever right now that they're gonna be able to, like, do anything outside of just paying rent and bills.
So shitty. It's just like, I don't know.
My talk of the economy, we lost a viewer.
I don't blame them. Poor guy. Probably still reeling in from 07. But now they're saying that the housing market's gonna crash again.
hopefully not before I have enough money to buy a house while it's crashed.
I have a few friends that are saying the same thing, Mark. Like, man, I have money saved up. I'm waiting for the next crash. I'm like, oh my god. I'm planning ahead.
I do not like that thing.
I do not like it.
That is not...
I do not like green eggs in ham.
That is unnatural.
That is like friggin' like a Kira
level of yeah.
And
God, I don't like the way it's like, oh my god! Oh, the ragdoll physics. Oh.
Ooh. It's like almost pulsing.
No.
That's not right. Why, Satan?
Oh my god, it's walking! I don't like that! Oh god, no!
Jesus Christ. Fuck. Is this like the actual ending of Akira?
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, that's not right. I have to go to church after this.
My God. Make it stop.
It's already too late. Like, it's too far gone now. Satan's won.
Oh no, he's gonna like climb into like.
Satan back. Hell, that thing is. Number 2. The little kids didn't get in time. You're too late. Tokyo's destroyed.
I like how there's like a couple people in the background who are just calmly like looking at
How to Snapchat this? You know someone's trying to get a Snapchat of this.
I don't think Snapchat is a part of this society.
There's guys on the pillars.
What?
Those are true seconds.
Ugh, Mark, stop flopping around.
Yeah, Mark. Look, you're flopping. There's children in the street.
It reminds me of one of the monsters in the game.
It's a floop? It's all flabby?
No, but it has like it's 2 pairs of legs connected at the hips.
Oh,
and
that ain't right.
It moves like
that ain't right, spider. Jessica.
What? Oh my God, that's covered in blood now. Like what?
Oh.
What is happening?
That's not cool.
This keeps getting worse.
Ugh. Go back to hell. You don't belong here. Oh my God, I hate this.
Even the Gab-Galab is better than this.
Water. It just keeps getting worse and worse. Oh no. No. I am the yeast of thoughts of mine.
This is like the Gab-Galab's like cousin once removed.
Like maybe more like 50 times removed.
Somebody had fun animating this. The dogs don't even know what to make of it. Like, what the heck is this? Could you, like, not climb up things like that, please? I wonder if this is the part my friend told me about. she was like, your mind's gonna be like blown.
Scared. I'm scared.
I know this is from the people that made Limbo, but like this is
too much. And you know what? My boyfriend got to talk to some of the developers.
From
One
Play-Doh?
of the, yeah, because I thought it sounded familiar, but he got to speak to the person who came up with the story, and that's really cool. He was at a convention or something.
Nice. I would love to know how they translated their story to the screen.
I just want to see the development stuff from them. This is really nice, but it has this almost theatrical focus on it. The spotlight, and it's very dark and obfuscated, and it's really nice. I wish I could see how did they get to this point, because that's really cool.
We were talking to our writers. We're actually talking to our writers tonight about it a little bit, but we've been talking internally on how we're going to translate our game script, because I've been doing a lot of research and kind of talking about it with the team a little bit, and I think we might have our game script be a little bit more general, so that the artists and the level designers have a little bit of free reign as to how things are going to look and play out a little bit. Because it's hard to if you get something that's a little bit too restricting and specific, it kind of biases us a little bit. It gives us these false boundaries that we can't go past or experiment.
Yeah, totally get that. You should always have room to, well, as David Lynch says, you should always have room to dream.
Yeah, I mean, it's easier if there's too much stuff going on art-wise, so that we can cut things down. But there's some things that you can't really tell until you start implementing the art assets and putting it all together. The way that this character moves in their game, you can put that down on paper, saying this big globular thing that moves on multiple limbs and is very sack-like and floops around or whatever through this this derelict building. But that doesn't tell you. That doesn't tell you the results of the implementation. Once you start putting together this thing and you put it in the scene and you start animating it, you realize that the pacing of the scene needs to be different now, depending on how fast this guy moves. You know what I mean? There are things you kind of change and adapt and evolve as you're starting to actually implement and piece together the scene.
Why they made this disgusting creature.
Floop-de-floop. It's so bouncy and globby. Ugh.
Like a wad of human chewing gum.
Oh God, Marie, get out! Oh.
It's true, man. It's what it is.
I'm gonna put that somewhere. Marie, It's just a wad of human chewing gum. I'm gonna laugh if that's like the actual description for the concept of the creature.
A wad of human chewing gum.
Mark, you got 10 minutes, and I should get ready. It's like, in some angles, it looks like a moving, like, spider egg, which... I love the way it grabs stuff, though. So natural.
I hate it. I hate it.
I love Mark trying to throw it into the air, like... Hit it! I don't think this is gonna work, Mark.
Need a bigger boat.
You missed it. Oh boy. Uh-oh.
Thanks.
I'm like mesmerized by the way it moves.
Jessica, you
What?
have problems. It's so gross.
I'm disgusted, but I'm intrigued.
Gross. Like I don't like it. Don't like it.
Go, go, be free.
Gotta be a new movie. Free Blobby.
Free the chewing gum.
Try to kill him. Isn't it an abomination? An affront to God? Yeah, but he's my friend.
Out in the forest now.
Oh no. Why don't you just roll in the ocean and die?
Can't do anything.
Oh, gross.
I think he's gonna. Maybe he'll come out of it.
Oh man, those ocean shimmers in the background.
Yeah.
So pretty. If only there wasn't like a disgusting thing in the field.
Don't be so judgmental, Marie.
Ugh.
I love these visuals.
I just want like a fireman to come out with like a, or just anybody. I just want someone to come out
Whoa, we
with
finished
like
it.
a flame gun.
Well,
Oh
you're
my
inside.
god. What? I hate this game.
It's pretty cool.
Man.
We escaped.
No, it's a beautiful game. That's really cool. It's just not a wholesome game.
Wait, so how long did that take us, Mark? It only took us 2 sessions to finish it.
Probably about 3 hours.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Can we like fade out, please? Fade to black, please, somebody. Fade to black. God.
The special thanks in our game is gonna be so long.
Gotta thank my mom, my dad, my sister, my brother,
My dogs.
dog, my cat.
Myself a year ago, myself 6 months ago, myself a month ago.
I want to thank myself because I was born.
I want to thank my grandparents, my great-grandparents, my great-great...
My grandma, my grandpa, my goldfish.
Alright, there we go again.
Ah!
No! Don't do it, Mark.
Alright, we gotta go get ready.
Yeah, go get ready.
We're gonna go to the dog park.
Yep.
Thanks for
So we
joining
finished
us.
inside.
This has been Inside. We'll be back on Thursday with our art stream. And we'll be back next Monday with another game stream. We have not yet decided what game we are going to be playing next. So if you have suggestions, go ahead and send them our way. You can tweet at us at Lonely Egg Studio. Join our Discord, which is available on our website at www.lonelyegg.com. You can follow our Facebook page or our Instagram. Yeah, go ahead and see below on Twitch for all that information in writing too. And we're gonna head out.
Bye.
Wow. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Good night.